All right, let's just jump right in. We're about to tear apart one of the biggest myths in our modern work culture. This idea that a packed calendar somehow means you're living a successful life. We're going to dig into a pretty wild idea, that being busy isn't a badge of honor. It's actually something else entirely.
I know, it sounds completely backward, doesn't it? Our whole culture basically worships the hustle, the grind, this constant state of being overwhelmed. But what if that core belief is just a bug in the system? What if being crazy busy all the time is just a cover for a different kind of laziness? A mental one. So first things first, let's really unpack this myth. I mean, how did we even get here? How did we get to a point where being exhausted is something to brag about? You know this scene, right? It's the standard script we all follow. Someone asks, "How are you?" and autopilot just kicks in. Busy, you say. Maybe with a little sigh, but there's almost always a little hint of pride in there, like you're really saying, "Look at me. I'm needed. I'm important." And that's really the heart of the whole myth. We've somehow, as a culture, decided that stress equals status. A calendar that's packed to the gills is seen as proof you're a success. If your day is full, you matter. If it's got empty spaces, well, you must be falling behind. It's like we're showing off our burnout like it's a gold medal. But this is where we have to call out the system error. Being constantly busy isn't a feature of a well-run life, it's a bug. It is a fundamental flaw in our personal operating system, and it is seriously due for an update. This right here, this highlights the big illusion. We think we're broadcasting how important and in demand we are, but what we're actually showing the world is a total lack of control. We're revealing that our own system is so poorly designed that we aren't even in the driver's seat anymore. And this analogy is just perfect. Think about it. If you saw a machine overheating, shaking, with smoke coming out of it, you wouldn't think, "Wow, what a productive machine." No way. You'd think it's broken and about to completely fall apart. So why on earth do we look at humans running in the red and think it's a good thing? You know, this system error isn't just about bad time management. A lot of the time, it's actually driven by fear. This whole busyness thing is a front, a way to avoid the really hard work. And what's that? The work of sitting in silence and just thinking. It's the courage to say no to things that don't actually matter. It's mental laziness, really. Letting everyone else's priorities fill up your day because you haven't taken the time to define your own. So, how do we fix this? How do we debug our own system? Well, it all starts with a huge shift in mindset. It's about deciding what role you actually want to play in building your own life. This is the question. This is what you have to ask yourself. Are you the architect, proactively designing your time with purpose and intention? Or are you just a brick, passively letting yourself get slotted into whatever project, whatever wall someone else happens to be building? Let's break this down. The brick is always reactive, always putting out fires. Their day is completely filled by other people's demands, and they measure success by pure activity, how many emails they sent, how many things they crossed off a list. The architect, totally different game. They are proactive. They design their day. They focus on effectiveness, not just activity. They know that to build something great, you need to step back, get some distance, and see the whole picture. So what's the architect's secret weapon? It's something called white space. And no, this is not just an empty spot in your calendar. This is an appointment you make with yourself for strategic inactivity. The whole point of white space isn't to do more, it's to think, so you can make sure that what you are doing is actually the right thing. All right, enough with the theory. Let's get really practical. Here is a simple but incredibly powerful protocol you can literally start using tomorrow to break that cycle of constant reactivity. Think about it. The system around you, your brain, your coworkers, your inbox, it's all programmed for instant reaction. That urgent email hits, and the expectation is you'll jump on it immediately. So to take back control, you have to interrupt that pattern. You have to introduce a deliberate, tactical delay. It's a simple four-step process. First, you've got to spot the trigger. Then, and this is key, you create a physical stop. Breathe out, look away, count to 3. Anything to break the autopilot. Next, you use what we're calling the architect sentence. Something like, "I can see this is important. Let me check my priorities and get back to you in an hour." And finally, just observe. You will be absolutely stunned how often the 5-alarm fire solves itself when you don't immediately make it your problem.
So let's bring this all together. The goal here isn't to do less, not at all. It's to build better. It's about moving from being a chaotic construction site to having a deliberate, thoughtful architectural plan.
And hey, this isn't just for individuals. If you're a manager, listen up, because this one's for you. Try this. Start your very next team meeting with just 60 seconds of total silence. Let everybody land and get present. It might feel a little awkward at first, but the data suggests it can increase the quality of that conversation by at least 30%. That's the power of a deliberate pause.
You know, when you really boil it all down, it comes back to this one simple truth. We've completely confused motion with progress. We're so obsessed with how fast we're running that we've forgotten to even check the map to see if we're headed in the right direction. True productivity is about deliberate, focused movement. So here is the final charge. This is what I want you to take away. Reject the cult of busyness. This is not a competition to see who can get the most exhausted. It's time to take back control. Stop being a victim of your own calendar and start being the architect of your own life.
And I'll leave you with this last thought, a little bit of homework. It's time to go from theory to practice. So think about it. What's that one urgent request, that one person, that one email that you know is coming tomorrow? How are you going to use the artificial delay to start redesigning your day?